On today's episode, we are going to take a look at a strong company in the video streaming market. They just reported earnings, and that is Roku. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, and follow me on Twitch where I live stream and take a look at stocks you want me to look at. Alright, so let's start off by taking a quick high overlook on Roku. This was their quarter 4 earnings. For the full year of 2020, revenues for Roku were up about 58%. They're now sitting close to $1.8 billion of total net revenue. And we can see they have seen strong growth throughout the years. But 2020 saw stronger growth mainly due to shutdowns, mainly due to COVID situations, and more people staying home and just watching more TV. Platform revenue for this company grew about 71%. That makes up about $1.3 billion of that 1.8 total net revenue. And for those that don't know, platform revenue is the money they make from like advertisement and subscriptions. The other $500 million of their total revenue is made from the Roku players. Total gross profit is also increasing. It grew about 63% in 2020, and it has been seeing strong growth for the past 3 to 4 years. All right, so now let's take a look at some 2020 highlights. And this point I think is pretty insane. About 38% of all smart TVs sold in the United States were Roku TV models. Active accounts are now 51.2 million, up 39% compared to the same time last year. And we can see, right, this has been growing for the past 4 quarters non-stop. Streaming hours are about 17 billion this quarter, and that's up 55%. Again, a steady increase compared to previous quarters. And average revenue per user is up to $28.76. That is a huge number, if I may say, and that's up 24%. So before we go any further, I want to thank the Motley for sponsoring this video, and keep listening to hear this great offer we have for the community. The Motley is a company that provides investing insights and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me scout out the latest market trends and growth stocks. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services, the Fool offers. Through the Motley's Fool Stock Advisor service, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month, you get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. As of February 18th of 2021, Stock Advisor average stock picks have returned over 605%. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more of this year, you can visit fool.com/Jose Najarro or click on the link below and decide if the Stock Advisor is right for you. Thanks again to the Motley Fool. Now on to today's point. So now if we take a look at revenue breakdown, platform revenue, which makes up about 72% of the total revenue for Roku, is up 81% compared to the same time last year. Remember, this is the advertisement and like the subscription services. Player revenue is up 18% compared to the same time last year. Remember, this is obviously the holiday season, so it's better to look at hardware sales more as same time last year opposed to just a quarter ago. Total gross margins are also improving. Right now it's about 47%, where a year ago it was about 39.3%. A huge reason for this is now that platform revenue makes up a huge portion. Platform revenue has very high margins of 63.8%. So as that continues to increase in revenue percentage, the overall total gross margins of Roku is also going to start getting closer to that value. Adjusted EBITDA margins were 17.5%, and that's up almost 1,300 basis points compared to the same time last year. They did give an outlook for next quarter. In quarter 1, they are expecting revenue about $478 to $493 million in revenue. That's close to like 18-19% revenue growth at the midpoint. So there are 2 things that get me really excited about Roku. One, it doesn't matter who the leading streaming platform is, Roku works with them. The second thing is they have this advertisement system going on in their platform, and as more users come in, the more data analytics they get, the more they understand how users are meant to be advertised to. For example, the CEO of Friendly noted that for every dollar they used on Roku advertisement compared to like a Facebook, a Instagram, or a TikTok, they experienced about 65% better returns on investments. This shows that Roku definitely has a strong lead in advertisement when it comes to the streaming platforms. And this is a great example of Roku's advertisement placement right here. Roku's main market is here in the United States, but they are also expanding. In Brazil, they just recently celebrated their first anniversary. In Mexico, they continue to see good progress in the growing scale. In the UK, they launched Roku Channel and welcome BT Sport to their platform, which allows users the full suite of channels carrying Premier League games. And in Ireland, they signed a deal with the country's largest broadcaster. If we take a quick look at their balance sheets, they have about $1.1 billion in cash and about $90 million in long-term debt. So this company definitely has a very, very strong balance sheet. They actually even have more cash than total liabilities. If we take a look at their cash flow from operations is positive and is growing pretty strong compared to the same time last year. So now my quick thoughts on Roku. Roku's quarter was amazing. We saw this is a company with historical high revenue growth. It is increasing its advertisement platform revenue. It also has a strong balance sheet and positive cash flow from operations. So fundamentally, the business looks strong. The only thing I would say many people might be worried about Roku is in the past year, this stock has gone up about 257%. So many people might believe it's a bit overextended. But timing the market is not my thing. Roku is one of those positions where I don't mind adding on every often just to increase my overall exposure. So let me know your thoughts on Roku and what are you going to do?